What is going on, guys? In today's video I replaced the intake manifold gasket on the Miata. So I'm going to show you a couple clips of me working on it because unfortunately I had the video completely set up and I lost a lot of the footage because I was cleaning out the GoPro SD card. Without thinking about it, I deleted the footage of the process that I got while I was working on it, and it cut out like in the rendering, and then all the files were just obviously didn't lead anywhere in the editing software. So I'm going to show you the videos of me working on it, and then I'll meet you back here to explain the process. Alright guys, so basically the process entails you remove both hose clamps to this ribbed piping. You pull this vacuum hose off, which all of these vacuum hoses just slide on. They're all hard plastic, so most of them don't require clamps, which that honestly might just be mine. Maybe the previous owner removed them, but I don't have issues with the leaks like this. But anyway, so you take this vacuum line off. There's a vacuum line down here that goes to the idle air control valve. Pull all the vacuum lines off of here, which is one. There's one right there, one right here, which goes to the fuel rail. This sensor this sensor. There's a sensor down there, and then on the bottom side of the throttle body there's two coolant hose lines. You need to remove both of those, and I discovered that once you remove them, the one that runs to the front of the engine by the block neck for the coolant, if you just have that elevated up, you won't lose as much coolant, because that is all coming right out of the block, so you will lose a lot if you leave it hanging down. So back here you got two more hoses right at the back side of it. There's one more sensor wire back here right at the back of the intake, and then there's also like this hardline EGR or some sort of emission tubing, I believe, and there's two 10mm nuts on that you got to remove. There's also a 10mm screw on a bracket that I don't know if all of them have it, but mine had a ground on it. It holds the wire loom in place, so you got to take that off as well. And then there's actually 8 manifold bolt or nuts. There's 8 manifold nuts. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then centered between each on the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4. You also need to remove these 2 fuel lines and pull them back out through the intake once you get the rail completely pulled off, which is just 3 12mm nuts or bolts, sorry. And I did lose 2 of the fuel rail spacers when I was in the process of putting it back on. And if you do this too, unfortunately mine didn't fall out, but if it happens to you guys too, if you use 2 washers that are just slightly larger than the bolt itself, that equals the thickness of the factory one, and it will work. That is exactly how mine's set up. I don't have any issues with the leaks. So basically that's everything you need to remove. Then for the throttle cable, you undo both of these 12mm nuts, which you'll need something to hold one in place while you loosen or tighten the other. And then you come down here, and there's a pin that slides into a hole for the throttle blade. Basically, once you have this pulled out and there's enough slack, you pull that out to the left, and then you can undo the line. And I believe that's it. Oh, and then down here there's 2 14mm nut bolts that mount it to like a frame mount, kind of, I guess. So basically that's everything you need to do to remove it. I did take my throttle body off when I took the intake off, because I was going to replace the gasket, but it turns out the kit that I got, the gasket was wrong, and it was my intake manifold gasket that was causing the issue, where my car would, if you revved it at all, it would automatically float to like 2,500, 3,000 RPMs without any throttle input. And also at idle, it would fluctuate excessively between like 850 and 1,000 all the time. It ran really bad. And at low loads, whenever you would clutch in while accelerating, it would automatically jump up to like 2,500 RPMs, and the shifting wasn't smooth. But we got that squared away. So I'll go ahead and show you guys real quick how it's running now. So the idle on it now is insanely smooth. It revs very controlled, and the fluctuation between idling and accelerating, like with pedal input, is perfect. I even got the throttle cable adjusted so that the accelerator pedal feels really nice and firm now. So if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. If If you have any questions about this, I will be more than happy to help and try to get photos if I can. Like I said, unfortunately, I lost all my footage, which is my own fault, and I'm pretty upset about it. But if this was helpful to you guys, make sure to drop me a like, and I will catch you guys in the next Miata video. Peace out.